If you're a man over 40, this is a special message for you. If you feel like getting your body in shape just gets harder and harder, I've got some good news and some bad news. Let's start with the bad news. If you keep trying to regain your youthful shape with strict diets, your body is likely to feel weaker while appearing flabbier with each passing year. Many men in their 40s and 50s struggle with diets and exercise routines, trying desperately to regain the body shape they had in their 20s and 30s. But when all the hard exercise and starvation is done, they look in the mirror and see something that resembles an old and deflated tire. The really bad news is that this problem of rapid body decline after 40 can get worse as the years go by. So what's the good news? The good news is that once we stop trying to get in shape the way we did when we were younger, we can actually gain back a body that looks and performs much like it did when we were younger. As we get older, we don't just gain body fat, we also lose muscle mass. And that loss of muscle contributes to us looking and feeling old. It also accelerates as the years pass by. What's worse, the loss of muscle actually contributes to the gains in fat. Muscle is biologically active tissue that burns calories. If we lose it, our metabolism slows down. This can result in even more body fat. Over time, a guy might gain 10 pounds of fat while losing 10 pounds of muscle, and his weight will stay the same. But his body will look and feel a lot different from how it did when he was young. This steady loss of muscle due to aging is called sarcopenia. It starts happening to most guys in their 30s. But from there, it can just speed up and get worse. Here's an image showing the difference in muscle size between a 19-year-old and a 67-year-old. Many guys in their 40s and 50s find themselves somewhere between these two images. They find their bodies losing youthful strength and shape, but they just don't know what to do about it. So what's the answer to this dilemma? Well, obviously, it's weight training or some kind of resistance training. But here's where a lot of guys hit a big problem. Most attempts to build back muscle after age 40 fail miserably. Many guys who try it soon give up in total frustration. That's because doing resistance training the wrong way can actually cause more muscle loss instead of reversing it. Maybe you found yourself in that frustrating situation. Or you want to gain back some fat-burning muscle, but you just don't know where to start. Believe me, I know the feeling. I've been there. I struggled for years to get into shape when I was younger. Here's a picture of me in my 30s struggling with fitness and body improvement. Here I am a couple years later after dumping down weight gain powders trying to gain muscle. I was about 50 pounds overweight when that picture was taken. And here I am recently in my mid-50s getting in shape like I'd wished I could when I was younger. What's made the difference? In a word, a system called MAS, or Myo-Acceleration Sequence System. MAS. MAS is based on 7 very simple principles. Those 7 principles were built on over a decade of research, along with trial and error. My name is Scott Abbott. Back in 2006, I wrote and published a book called Hard Body Success. Over the next 4 years, that book became an internet bestseller, and I received a multitude of testimonials like these ones. Now, I've taken the powerful framework I used for that program and adapted it specifically for older guys, for guys over 40. That framework starts with these 7 basic principles. These 7 tips work powerfully when combined. When used together, they tend to work better than the sum of their parts. Let me give you an example of how success in body improvement depends on simple and often ignored elements. When you start any workout routine, you'll have training days and rest days. The training days are for stimulating muscle growth. The rest days are for actually allowing that growth to occur. But a lot of guys just assume their muscles and bodies recover on their days off. They never question if the ratio between training and recovery is really optimal. I've discovered that if this ratio is even just a little off, then progress stalls and nothing happens. This is where a lot of guys find themselves, on a progress plateau and getting really frustrated. The solution to this problem is to simply adjust the number of rest days until the ratio between workouts and recovery is optimal. This is counterintuitive because we've been conditioned to believe that missing workouts is the biggest reason for bad results in the gym. But I've added more recovery days than workout days to my schedule and watched my strength and muscle building progress get better and better. This has led to the losing of body fat getting easier and easier. That's just one of the insider tips you'll get from a free video report that's ready for you to watch now. You can go on and keep struggling with diets and exercise routines that turn your body into a weakened, old, flat tire. Or you can watch this free video that has the 7 tips formula for bringing back youthful and athletic strength and shape. If you want access to this short, power-packed video while it's still available, just click the blue tab on the lower left of this screen.